All right, y'all. So today we're going to be going over a very juicy market cipher scalping strategy. And this strategy is one that I use often, but this is more of a stripped down, simplified version of it. And this is the strategy that I did use to get into scalps like this one that I did post in my Discord. 800% profits, guys. We gave this setup in advance in the Discord, as you can see right here. Gave the setup in advance, looking for this strategy to play out. Again, we did take another scalp right here just recently last Friday from that level. Trade setup given in advance in the Discord. Juicy profits. Took that trade actually from two different accounts. But you can see we give the setups in advance, and the reason why we're able to do that in advance is because there's a very specific strategy that I'm looking for. And so today I kind of want to walk you through that, but this is more of a simplified version for somebody who's maybe newer to trading. And here is the general outline. Actually, this is a video I'm currently editing. This is the general outline for the market cipher scalping strategy, okay? Now, there's three aspects to this. Number one is to mark levels on your chart. Number two is we're going to be looking for divergences. And number three is even if we don't see divergences, we can look at the RSIs on market cipher B, the momentum, and the money flow to determine if it is a good entry for a trade. Now, when I say we're going to mark levels on our chart, what I mean is this. Now, most of the time, and if you follow my channel, by the way, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. It really helps build the channel, get this info out to more people. Also, if you do want to get into the VIP Discord, where we post the trade setups in advance and all that good stuff, daily technical analysis updates, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. So when I say mark levels on the chart, if you follow this channel for any amount of time, you know that I like to trade sideways markets, meaning a lot of people are always waiting for the next big move, right? They're looking to catch this or they're looking to catch this. But my philosophy is a little bit different. My philosophy is if I identify a sideways market, something like this right here, where we have a very clear low and a very clear high, and I'm simply looking to scalp long when we come to the low, short when we come to the high, long when we come to the low, short when we come to the high. Eventually, one of these times when I short the high, it's going to be that massive move. Or on the contrary, if we're trading this bull flag type thing here, okay, we have a very clear low, a very clear high. And again, when we come down back to the low and you get in a long here, well, we've taken 3 successful trades and that third one is the juiciest. Okay, and so that's the way I like to trade, and that usually involves scalping and day trading based on sideways ranges. So when we are talking about marking levels on a chart, what I would recommend for people who are newer, who might not be as good at doing technical analysis to mark out the juiciest levels in the world to like catch ninja entries, what we can do is we can generalize and say when we come down to the general low of a sideways area, then I can be looking for a long position. And when we come to the general high of the sideways area, then I can be looking for a short position. And one of the ways I like to do that is to simply just go back in time and look to see where did Bitcoin generally, or any asset you're trading, form a high. And you can just draw lines on the chart. These are called areas of support and resistance. And the way I like to do it is you're going to find the first significant high and the first significant low in a general area. So we had a massive move to the downside, and we can see that we put in our first significant low right here. Then we put in our first significant high right here. And so that has kind of outlined for me the general high and low areas. Okay. Now, again, this does not have to be perfect. This is generalizing. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our indicators to determine when we're looking to enter either long or short based on these various things. Now, the first thing we're going to look to do is look for divergences. Now, what is a divergence? This is something that a lot of people get confused with. A divergence is where price and momentum are doing the opposite thing. So let me show you an example quickly of a bullish divergence. A bullish divergence is where price is making a lower low, yet momentum on market cipher B is making a higher low. Now, this is a little bit difficult to see here, and I'm butchering right now this trend line because I was using the brush tool by accident, but we can see momentum is getting higher from point A to point B. Price is getting lower, and from those same points, point A to point B, momentum is getting higher. Okay, this is called a bullish divergence, showing us that there's an imbalance. Bitcoin is oversold. There's too many people selling it because market cipher is telling us momentum is coming up, yet price is coming down. So when we come down to a level of support like that, I would generally be looking to take a long scalp position there. Again, another instance of that would be right here where we see Bitcoin making a massively lower low, while momentum here is making a higher low. Again, as we come down to the low of the sideways range, boom, we can take a scalp right from there. Now, what about shorts? You can do the same exact thing for shorts. Let's see if I can find one quickly. I can right here. We can see Bitcoin getting higher. Momentum right here is getting lower, right? Ever so slight right here. And we can take the scalp short because we're coming up toward the high of the range, and we can take the scalp short. Now, of course, we can do this on multiple time frames. My favorite time frame to do this on, guys, is actually the 6-minute time frame. Okay, the 6-minute time frame. I find it to be very good for scalping if you're looking at a sideways area like this. Okay, so let's go down to that 6-minute time frame here, because right now I'm on the 12, which is good too, but you're not going to get as many signals. So here we are on our 6-minute time frame, and let's just quickly see. Yeah, now look at this on the 6-minute time frame. This right here. No, actually, we didn't get a divergence right there, but we did get one right here, right to the exact high, and then we can see right here coming down. Okay, so the first thing you're going to look for to enter these trades is divergences, because divergences are going to be a very powerful signal to either enter long or short. Now, let's say we don't see a divergence, but we're still coming up to our general high or our general low of the range. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look for these three things right here. We're going to look at our RSIs, we're going to look at our momentum, and we're going to look at our money flow on Market Cypher B. So if anybody is unfamiliar with what these aspects of Market Cypher B are, the RSIs are these two lines right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn everything off except for the RSIs. So turn off our waves, turn off our VWAP, turn off our money flow, turn off our big green dots, sorry BitBoy, turn off these, and all we have here are our RSIs. Okay? Now, what I like to look for, if we are going to come up to, and what happened here? Here we are. If we're going to come up to a high, what I like to see, even if we don't get our divergences on our momentum waves, is still potentially a really good trade. The first thing we want to look for on RSIs is we want to see, are the RSIs completely touching each other? Does it look like there's only one RSI? If it looks like there's only one RSI, even though there's two, because they are completely overlapped, this is a sign that we are going to get a move from that high. All right, look at this. Second time it happens, RSI is completely touching, boom, we come down. Okay, let's see if it happens again. Right here, RSI is completely touching, looks like one RSI, boom, we come down. Okay, from the general high of this little area. Now again, we're going to be looking for this to happen after a significant pump in the sideways market, okay? And this works for longs as well. We can see when we come down here to the support, RSIs touching together, boom, we get a move to the upside. Again, right down here, RSIs touching completely together, and boom, move to the upside. Now, keep in mind, this specific instance also did have a bullish divergence here. So when you see the bullish divergence, in addition to the RSIs touching, that is like a 100, well, I could never say 100%, okay? But that is going to be a very good opportunity to potentially get into a trade. Now, here's another good thing about trading this way, guys. You have a very, very good risk to reward ratio. And here's why. If we are identifying sideways areas, we have very, very clear areas of support, very, very clear areas of resistance. The support is obviously the bottom line. The resistance is obviously the top line. If we're entering trades at the low to the long and entering shorts at the high, then the risk to reward ratio of the trade is going to be very good. If we're shorting here, we can put our stop loss above that last high when we got our entry signals, knowing that, okay, we're only going to risk 0.5% to potentially gain 4%. Or when we come down to the low of the range, we can also say, okay, I'm going to enter here because the RSIs were touching, and I only have to put the stop loss under the swing low, maybe risk 0.8% to potentially gain here at 4%. And of course, we're not going to always hit our final target. That's why we take profit out along the way. And by the way, if you want to learn a comprehensive, systematized way of how I trade, Okay, to systematize your trading. This is meant for traders who are struggling to be profitable, and they're looking for a way to systematize their trading so that they don't blow their account and they can actually start being profitable. You even have some people who have taken this course right here who have quit their job to trade full time after learning these things, because it does give you the step-by-step pieces to the puzzle to stop getting wrecked and start at least breaking even. And if you apply these principles to a T, it's mathematically impossible that you will blow your account, because we're just using high probability setups and good risk management, right? You can check out the testimonials here, but even if you've never looked at a chart before, we teach you very good technical analysis to mark out the levels to look for so you can catch those really good entries. How I use Market Cypher, 5 very profitable strategies that I use, as well as mindset and risk management, so that you know how to enter into this and treat it like a business. There's currently a 20% discount in the description of the video. Okay, so if there's no divergence, guys, remember what we're going to do is we are going to look at the RSIs, momentum, and money flow. So the first thing I like to do is look at the RSIs. Let's say there's no divergence, but we're coming up to a high, and we're like, is this a good place to enter a scalp? If the RSIs are touching each other and they look like one RSI, even though we know there's 2, then you could say, yes, this is a potentially good place to enter a scalp trade. The second thing we're going to look for are the momentum waves. Now I'm going to turn on the momentum waves here. Okay, come over here to the gear, turn on our light blue and our dark blue waves here. And now what we can do is we can ask ourselves this question. We have to go back to our lines of support and resistance here, zoom out a little bit. But the question we're going to be asking ourselves is, do we see an anchor and a trigger wave? Do we see an anchor and a trigger wave? Now, notice this right here. Well, right here, this was a divergence. So this is really a perfect setup right here. Perfect setup would be the divergence coming in, the RSIs looking like 1, with the divergence where we see the anchor wave and the trigger wave as the price is getting higher. Sometimes you're not going to see the divergence. So in that case, we're going to use multiple things in order to enter our trade. We want to see that Market Cypher B is topping out as the RSIs are looking as 1 RSI. And then the third thing we want to look for is we want to see that money flow on Market Cypher B. If we take a look over here at the money flow on Market Cypher B, we want to ask ourselves, is money flow curving up or is it curving down? Now, if we see that Market Cypher B is coming to a top, and we see that the RSIs are 1, and we give it a little bit of time here to see that the money flow is indeed coming down fast as we are getting our candles printing, then you could say, okay, we come to the high, we've come to a resistance, Market Cypher's printing a top, the RSIs are together, and I see money flow coming down. All right, let's look for another place where we would have caught a short trade. This one right here, guys, this one right here. This is actually the trade that I entered over here. This crazy Bitcoin short trade, 800% high leverage trade, shorted it right from here, guys. Right from here, okay, at 47,200. That was right here. Was that it? Dang, maybe that's not it, guys. No, this was it right here. Where did I short it from? Let me see. I have my exact entry right here. I shorted it from 47,400. So that was it, guys. We took a short right from here. Why? Because we used this strategy. We came up to the area of the resistance, okay, around that area. We looked for divergences. We didn't see divergences here, okay? Did not see a divergence here, right? Price is coming up, so is momentum. But then what did we do? We looked at the RSIs, we looked at the momentum waves, and the money flow. And the RSIs were 1 right here. We can see they were together. Also, Market Cypher B was printing a top as we came there. And the clencher, guys, look at the money flow. Look at the money flow. This is something that a lot of people do not pay much attention to on Market Cypher B, but you really need to, because here's why. The money flow is one of the most powerful indicators. If we turn off again our waves and we turn off even the RSI, we'll keep the RSIs on for now. Look at this, guys. Just look. Money flow starts to come up, we get to move to the upside. Money flow starts to come down, we get to move to the downside. If you see price coming near your high, if you see the RSIs together, and if you see the money flow getting lower as that happens, Those are the 3 things you want to look for. So just to recap, guys, because I know this might be a little bit complex, but this is a very powerful way to trade because it gives you a very good risk to reward ratio. It gives you very, very clearly defined highs and lows to look for trades. And we're really just looking for 3 indicators on Market Cipher B. First, we're going to mark our levels. Second, we're going to look for divergences. Okay? If we see no divergences, then we go to Plan B, which is $98,000 Bitcoin by November 2021. Just kidding. Then we go to Plan B, which is RSIs, momentum, and money flow. And the 3 things that we're going to be looking for on the RSIs, momentum, and money flow are going to be, we go ahead, turn on our waves, turn on our RSIs. They're already on. We want to see these 3 things. Number 1, the RSIs are together. Okay. Number 2, Market Cipher B is printing a red dot. We're about to print a red dot. Number 3, money flow clearly coming down. Okay. So this is a very successful, profitable Market Cipher trading strategy. Again, this is a general strategy. You might not always catch the exact top or the exact bottom with this strategy. The way I was able to catch the exact top on this trade, I mean, we really did catch the top here because the top was, what was the exact top? The exact top of the move was 47,465 and my entry was 47,416, right? So very, very good entry. The way we were able to do that is we had some other technical analysis that we were looking at. And again, if you want to learn that, you could check out the course at jasoncaspertrading.com, 20% discount in the description. Also, if you do want to get into the VIP Discord where we post this technical analysis to help you if you're learning, you can go to patreon.com/JasonCasper. All right, y'all. That's it for today's video. God bless everybody. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, I pray everyone is super blessed. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!